161 miles of unmaintained, winding dirt roads leading over redrock soil, through aspen groves, and sheer cliffs. Is this the ultimate overlanding adventure, or did the Rimrocker conquer us instead?
There you go, in a puddle. That's a big one.
That's a big puddle.
Might have not got out of that one alive. Swamped.
And then you also would have to wash the truck.
Yes, it still needs washed.
So what trail are we doing? Do you want to tell
us?
Rimrocker.
Nuclear Missile Silo Green River Trail.
Rimrocker!
No.
Rimrocker. Everett would be correct. He has a memory.
I wanted to go to that silo in Green River. What the heck? You misled me. I was lied to.
You were not lied to.
I knew I was going the wrong direction when it said south instead of west.
Northwest.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm just along for the ride and to shift the gears.
Shifty, shifty.
Smile. Oh, hang on. There. Yep. Alright. We can go back down for an action shot. 3, 2, 1. Pow! There we go. Alright, that's fourth. Anyways, we're on the road. We're on the road somewhere. I think it's called the Rimrocker Trail.
So unlike most of our adventures, this adventure is actually an overlanding adventure as we promised. This trail is 161 miles long, give or take, depending on if you do some of the detours. We will be doing it from Montrose to Moab, which is the untraditional way to do this trail. Normally it is Moab to Montrose. And as you can see, we couldn't have picked a better weekend to do it. Rain, mud, ugh, what could possibly go wrong with overlanding in the mud and camping? Sounds a little dirty, doesn't it?
Sarah's gonna camp in the rain. I'm gonna make her set up the tent and everything in the rain. Look at that.
What about me?
Everett can be in the rain too. I'm gonna take a nap in the truck. When it's raining, I am napping in the truck because it's the most peaceful napping you get while other people set up camp. And it's peaceful because I didn't want to camp in the rain.
One of the benefits to all this rain that we're having is if you look on the side there are some beautiful wildflowers that will be featured along this trail due to the wetness of this environment we've had this year. Another benefit of all this rain is that there's less people likely to be on the trail. As you can see, the Rimrocker starts out on a pretty easy dirt road. In fact, most of this trail is comprised of gravel roads with few sections of unmaintained trails which are more on the Utah side. And what most people don't know about Western Colorado is we do have a lot of mountainous features besides the desert environment that most of the towns are based in. Due to this, that is why this trail is only recommended in the summer and fall. This sometimes can be accessed in the late springtime, but it is recommended that you check the Rimrocker website and social media pages for updates on current conditions and detours in the area. This area is completely covered in snow in the winter, unlike Moab. And before you know it, you'll reach your first overlook, the Tabawatch Overlook. On a clear day, unlike today, you would have mountain peak views from all around. Sadly, it was cloudy. What did you do?
Followed my wife's advice to go places. I don't like it.
But it's Toyota's motto, right? Go places?
Yeah, well, look how low his bumper is. It's at 14.5 inches.
How muddy the tailgate is. It's like
it's all muddy.
It's a mud bog.
Mud bog-a-roni.
After enjoying the overlook, you'll round the corner and you'll start your descent down into one of the valleys. As you can see here, you're going to have some picturesque aspen trees to follow you along the way. After dropping in elevation, we were finally greeted with a little bit of sunshine for our overlanding trip. And as the trees got thinner and thinner, the views got better and better, and we were hoping that we'd get some more before we had to make camp for the evening. But we didn't know where camp was, so we didn't know how far we were going to go, but we were going to try to get a lot of the trail under our belt during this first day. How do you feel that we're now on pavement?
Four-wheel drive road there. I feel fine. Feels like pavement.
So first impression as we get closer to Nucla.
Well, it's Nucla, so you're outside of Nucla. You're on the highway. That's it. Not much else to see.
What did you think of the east side?
Oh, it's around panoramic surround views. There you go. It was fine. It was fun. It was serene, peaceful, relaxing. Easy and bumpy and muddy. Not too bad.
To get to the next section of the trail, you will have to drive on pavement for a little way as you approach the town of Nucla. But don't worry, before you know it, after you get out of town, you'll hit a gravel road pretty quickly that will lead you to the other part of the Rimrocker Trail. This also leads you into a major scenery change for the trail. Leaving the aspens and ponderosa pines behind, soon you are in sagebrush country with the junipers and pinyon pines. The view in this section is mostly a desert view with some blue mountains off in the distance. You can see for miles. Now, one of the main features on this side of the trail are all the old mines that you will pass along the way. Be on the lookout for features and caverns and different buildings as you drive. As far as the trail goes, this part of the trail is less maintained than everything else, similar to the ones closer to Moab. This will make it a little bit more fun for you off-roaders out there.
First scrape.
It was a skid plate.
Yeah.
As for technical ability of this trail, as you can see, it is rather easy. In fact, Fun Treks and Onyx Off-Road both give this a 3 or an easy rating. This trail is more wonderful for its views and beauty and diverse vegetation you'll find along the way. And of course, all that mining history. Here's a cabin coming up next. It's got like foam on the floor and
He just goes into it anyways.
it's got like an old mattress.
Does it?
And a Coors beer bottle on the top of the roof.
And chair.
So somebody's been probably stayed there before. After you leave the cabin, you'll be met with some epic views before you have some daunting switchbacks to go down. As you can see, these switchbacks are very similar to other Colorado mountain road switchbacks. They are rather tight and leave little room for air, so you have to pay attention. However, unlike Black Bear Pass, you won't have to worry about a bunch of people being lined up behind you, and by having this short bed manual we're borrowing from our friend, this was rather easy. After making it down, we crossed the highway and got to the next section of Rimrocker Trail. It was starting to get late in the evening and we really wanted to set up camp, so search for camp became the most important thing on our minds. And before we knew it, we found a little spot that we could call home for the night. How was finding a camping spot on Rimrocker?
You tell me, it took a while.
Yeah, the free camping spots are hard and far between.
Long time, 7 hours later, 5 hours.
So it takes a while. The one we found here is pretty good, but it was kind of tucked up and hidden. And a lot of them are roads, so you have to be careful for finding. But we finally found one, so it's getting late finally, and so we're gonna make some dinner. And we've already set up the tent, so that's good. And we're gonna just obviously get ready for the evening to be done, because we're done with Rimrocker Day 1, which was the Colorado side, partway up the other side that goes up the highway. So we're gonna just kind of get ready for bed, eat some food, and we'll see you in the morning. After a good night's sleep and packing up camp, it was time to hit the next section of Rimrocker. We didn't know what to expect on the trail, but we knew that hopefully there were epic views to come. One thing we learned while driving the manual, sometimes you have to give it a little more gas than you would the automatic. Before you know it, you'll be at another amazing overlook that you don't want to miss. As you continue down the trail, you'll get more and more of these epic views along the way. Very quickly after this point, you'll leave the desert behind you and you'll end up in the mountains again, right on the border between Colorado and Utah, and you'll be greeted with this magnificent lake. There are camping spots available at this lake, so if you want to stop here for the evening, you can. However, we've moved on since we were trying to get to Moab for the evening. After leaving the lake, you'll quickly enter the state of Utah. Do you notice how smooth the trail is? Don't let this put you in a false sense of security. There are more bumps coming, more scratches are coming, and more views are coming. To be perfectly honest with you, at this point, I would stop the Rimrocker if I was going to do it again. From this side of the trail, you can make it back to Moab via the highway and end your journey without the roughness that we had to go through. If you choose to continue on the Rimrocker all the way to Moab, be advised the trail is very narrow and the views are limited. But it is an adventure, and we didn't know what we were getting into, so we continued on. So this is the beginning of the scratchy, not fun part. As you can see here, the trail is not difficult. It doesn't really have very many obstacles to avoid. However, there is only really one line to take on this trail, thus making it a little bit hard if you're trying to navigate around the trees as they grow. Obviously, this part is not that narrow, but there are some really narrow spots coming up. Here's one of those really narrow spots that would be difficult to put a full size through without damaging its paint. The Tacoma here is nimble and is able to fit just barely. So when I spoke about lack of views earlier, this is what I meant. This is probably one of your better views around the scrub oak that you're driving through. It's still pretty, but honestly, the canyon views and the red rock cliffs on the Colorado side are a lot more impressive and more entertaining. This gets kind of old after a while. And just when you think you're done and you're heading back toward the highway, you're not even close. You turn back towards the mountains again and begin another descent and ascent. Keep repeating several times. Right.
Six and a half hours later.
And after what seems like eons, you will finally emerge from all those trees and you will be back in the desert, getting closer to Moab before you know it. You're good. Before we know it, we were off the trail and in Moab. We decided to camp near Picture Frame Arch, and that's an adventure for another day. Overall, Rimrocker was a fun trail and overland experience. If you like videos like these, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we hope to see you out there on the trail soon. Bye for now.